When you're outdoors, there's no escaping the heat. But if your yard is lush with a lot of shade, invite me over. Though our trees protect us from the sun, we need to look out for them as well. It's something we don't think about, but that's why certified arborist Michael Jurgens from Jones Bros Tree and Landscape is with me this afternoon. That's a mouthful. That's a mouthful. So tell me, because I know we're always looking for the trees to give us shade. We got to show the trees some love. What can we do, Mr. Michael?
Yes, ma'am. Well, the trees, you know, if they're losing water faster than they intake water, they get under a great deal of stress, and things to look for would be like discoloring of the canopy, thin, distorted leaf growth, maybe early leaf drop that you would just see in the fall. So you want to ensure that the trees get plenty of water this time of year.
Yeah, I know when you go to other states and stuff, we think about how California has a water drought and things like that. We don't really experience that a lot here, but is there a certain time that it's better to water the trees?
It's best to water in the morning time, usually between the hours of 6 and 10. That way everything has the rest of the day to kind of dry out, so there's no issues with fungus or insects that want to sit or are attracted by it sitting overnight.
Is there anything special we can do, like for the insects? I can't talk today.
I mean, there's a lot of different preventatives to help control certain pests. The best preventatives is to keep your plants and your trees healthy.
I know for me, it doesn't have to be hot for me to kill one. So do you have to, I mean, I just don't have a green thumb, period. And you know, I'll get confused with the whole indirect light, that light and all of that. But now look at him, look at that. You see that? It's like the spray in his face. So is it better to spray like the root, like kind of hit it around the bottom, or do you need to kind of angle it so you can hit the leaves?
No, you want to water the root system of the tree. You don't want to get excessive moisture on the trunks or the stems. Spraying the leaf, you don't get a whole lot of benefit from. You want to get a long, slow soaking of the root system, and that's going to be the most efficient and cost-effective way of keeping your plants healthy and hydrated.
So I'm curious to know, how busy have you been?
Very busy.
Yeah.
Especially with the ice storm and everything from February to this point.
So your business, it doesn't just necessarily have to contain the heat. You're always busy when it's cold, because we have to worry about the limbs falling off the tree.
Yes, ma'am.
So is there any special way when we think about pruning a tree, when we, you know, going up? I think, because I always heard that crepe myrtles always have a tendency to split the older they get. Although they're pretty, but that's the issue.
Most trees will if they have a weak branch union. It would be wise to have a professional come inspect your landscape probably once a year, just to see what needs you need to keep everything healthy and safe.
So you recommend having an inspection done like maybe at the seasons of every year, or when do you require that?
Yeah, well, a lot of my customers, we do it quarterly. So I look at trees in the winter, fall, spring, and summer, just to kind of see how the trees are from year to year. And depending on how they are health-wise, I determine what pruning needs or watering, insect control, things of that nature.
Do you recommend different ones for clients?
Every tree is different, so.
Really? That's something I just see a tree, and it either better have some fruit on it or some shade.
Well,
that's how trees are for me. I know. Let me tell you something. You guys need to know any information about your trees. Contact Jones Bros Tree and Landscape, and he will keep your tree lush and green. We'll see you right back at Bluff City Life.